let me pose a question to you. Is discipline the way out of depression? More specifically, is discipline the way to creating better habits? Specifically, like going to bed on time when you're feeling depressed and not staying up too late and on your phone and like eating and all the things that kind of go to the wayside when we're feeling depressed. Now, I don't know about you guys, but it's winter here in New York City and it's just like the weather sucks. And if you're already depressed, you may be kind of dealing with seasonal depression or just you just probably not feeling well because the sun isn't out. It's been raining. It's cold. It's not a good time of year. Winter in New York City is not the best time of year for mental health. And that's what inspired this video that I've been wanting to make for over a week, but I've been having a rough time. So here I am making this video. Now, I am not a disciplined person by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not proud of saying that. I'm laughing because it's uncomfortable to say for me to admit that on camera. But I'm not a disciplined person, and it's one of my 2023 goals. But I think that it would make my life a lot easier and happier, which is really what I want. Since we're speaking of goals for 2023, one of the things that I've noticed, and it took maturity and me aging to kind of realize that I did this, is that I have a tendency to kind of need to be in the mood to kind of do things, like I'm not in the mood to go to the gym, so I'm not going to go to the gym, or like I'm not in the mood to go for a walk, so I'm not going to go for a walk, or I'm not in the mood to call my family, so I'm not going to I act like a child, and I'm not proud to say it. And look, I know I'm not the only one. I know there are people who are older than me that do this. Like when everyone struggles with this, but I think when you have a mood disorder, your actions are too mood dependent. They're too dependent on your mood. So if you have responsibilities for the day, you can't. There will be many days that you will not be in the mood to do things if you're not depressed. But if you're depressed, there will be many more days where you're just really going to have to use discipline to get things done, to push through. And like I just have not been able to do that recently. Now I shouldn't say like it's not like I'm not doing anything. Like I'm getting some work done, but like it's hard. Like I really have to push. And it's not even discipline that really gets me through it. It's more like an hour's work that takes like the whole day, So it's just, yeah, I take a lot of breaks when I work. I have Tourette's. If you can't speak today, if you've seen my other videos, I have Tourette's, and that I struggle with my attention span and the Tourette's comorbidities. If you don't know about Tourette's, this is not the video to learn about it. We're talking about discipline and mental health, but please Google it and see what we have to live with. But anyway, I think that, like I said, when you have a mood disorder, your actions are too dependent on your mood. So it's about learning how to do the things that you need to do when you're not in the mood. And it's not like I haven't ever been able to do that in my life. There have just been periods of time in my life where it's just really effing hard. And, I just think that's normal to a degree. But I think it becomes dangerous when it lasts for too long. I mean, we all have personal limits of what we are willing to put up with our own personal behaviors. I mean, I have certain expectations of myself that I just don't live up to. And it's one of the main reasons why I'm depressed. Depression, robs you of your ability to feel happy and productive. I mean, there are times where I've had pretty productive days and I still felt depressed. I still felt like I got nothing done. There are days where, I saw my friends, where I worked out, and yeah, I mean, I felt happy in the moment, but the depression is either still there in the background or it returned when I was alone. Like, it just sucks. And I mean, it's just, I think that I just think that it's just one of those things that we just have to learn how to live with and build coping skills around. I mean, depression isn't a terminal disease. I mean, it's not like cancer, but like it's chronic. I mean, it can be, not always, but for many people, it's chronic. And if you don't take care of it, it could result in some really horrible consequences. I mean, I lost, I'm 34 now, but like when I was 28 or 29, I don't even know how old I was when this happened, but I lost a friend. She took her own life. And it was just a bad circumstance, and I want to do a whole separate video on this about depression and being really careful about your friends and your relationships and about who you let into your life. Because if you're already struggling, the last thing you need is someone by your side struggling with you, bringing you down, fighting with you, and making your health worse. So anyway, I don't want to make this video too long, but I posed a question when I started this video. Is discipline the way out of depression? And I think it's the way to better health. I'm not going to say discipline is a way out of depression. I think, talking to a psychiatrist, talking to a psychologist, getting a physical exam, things like your thyroid could mess with your mood, and, other things could mess with your mood that are physically based in your body, outside of your brain. So get your physical. But I think that discipline is, like I said, the way to better health. I don't drink enough water. I most of my hydration comes from coffee. Like it's just not good. Like I don't have the discipline to take care of myself, and it shows up in my health. Like it makes my Tourette's worse. It makes my ADHD worse. It makes my insomnia worse. Like you guys have to realize that depression makes things worse, but your coping mechanisms can make the depression way worse. So like if you're doing drugs, I mean, obviously, I don't encourage anyone to do drugs, but like that can make things worse. If you're not eating, I feel like I just avoid food. I don't want to say it's a coping mechanism for me, but I think that it's just a result of me being depressed. So like that it kind of ties back to the whole discipline thing. But anyway, I don't want to talk for too long. If you listen to this video and you feel like you've been depressed and you didn't have discipline and then you got disciplined, how did it change your life? And how did you get more discipline? Please tell me. Thank you for listening.